thumb up. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to AFL NT's coverage of the 22-23 NTFL season, TIO NTFL season, from beautiful Gardens Oval here in Darwin on Larrakia country. We're here, that's myself and fellow commentator Ian Butterworth, for round 6 action of the 2022 season, the Men's Premier League, between the Tiwi Bombers and Waratahs. My name is Gray Morris, and my commentary partner, as I said this evening, is Ian Butterworth. Ian, how are you this evening?
Look, I'm well, Gray, and looking forward to this match very, very, very much. Of course, Waratah last week, I actually did that game last week for the NT News, and I was just disappointed with Waratah. They didn't match Nightcliff at all. And of course, the Bombers won their first game in about 3 seasons with mighty Majak Dor playing. And talking about mighty players, of course, for the Tiwi Bombers today, on debut after 200 odd games and many, many premierships, multiple premierships with St Mary's, is
Shannon Rioli.
He is indeed Shannon Rioli, and let's try and pick Shannon up because we've got to find out where he's playing. It looks like he might be in the midfield. He'll be wearing not number 10 as he's worn over the past 20 years at St Mary's, but certainly he'll be wearing number 25 today, and he's not in the midfield. Waratah
wearing number 25, Butters, yes.
Yep.
And so here we are about to go. Tiwi, as you said, coming off a terrific win last week against Pont, their first in 2.5 years.
Which is a little bit sad, but nonetheless, it's a reality, isn't it? So we'll just have to come to terms with that. And we've got in ruck, and the man who I've been pretty impressed with all season is Arnold Kirby, the big man for Waratah. He didn't play all that well, but he had a few mates last week. But the game about to get underway. Tiwi Bombers kicking to the high school end here at Gardens Oval. Nice bounce in the middle. First one up. Got a fingernail to it was Kirby. Ball in the middle. We might have the secondary bounce. We will have the secondary bounce.
Very important.
No, we've got they're clearing. We've got a free kick.
Very important for the Tiwi Bombers to get a good start in.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt. Someone whispered to me as I was walking around the ground earlier that this is the Tiwi Bombers' second best side in 3 years. And I suppose their best side was last week. As Waratah kicked the ball forward, Big Bowd kicks the ball forward on the wing, grandstand side. Picked up Waratah. And taking the ball over the boundary line in front of our commentary position was Harley Bennell. Of course, has some form in the AFL.
In the AFL, of course, yeah, with the Melbourne Demons. And as I look down, I see number 25 for the Tiwi Bombers signalling to his teammates.
He probably wants to get on the ball and blow off some cobwebs. Picked up Waratah, and that's a nice kick forward by Brodie Carroll, the captain, and a wonderful, wonderful grab over the top. And the first real chance of a score. And that player, he's been pretty impressive, has that man.
Darcy Hope.
Yes, and he is right of centre, man on the mark, about 45 metres from goal, so Hope will have to kick from about 48, I reckon. Right of centre, as I said, kicking to the city end at Gardens Oval. We'll have a bit of a breeze behind him. The sea breeze is in. It's well and truly after 4 o'clock. As Hope moves in very deliberately. Straight approach, kicks.
He hooked it, I think, Ian.
Yeah, you're right, Gray. He's hooked it, but that's the first score, a minor score on the board, and Waratah after about a minute and a half lead by that solitary point.
Only early in, but it's obvious that Waratahs have got the bigger bodies.
Well, they normally teams do have, of course, over the Tiwi Bombers as the ball has been booted in, picked up by William Madden. Dion Munkara swings onto the left foot. Lovely kick. Will it be 50? No, play on immediately. Well done. Lays off, the Bombers are away, and the big Majak takes the mark, kicks the ball out under a bit of pressure from O'Dwyer, but picked up by the Tiwi Bombers. Kicks on goal, and again across the face of goal. That player was Kim Cantilla. So Cantilla, both sides have had a miss, a point each.
Gee, a missed opportunity there for the Bombers. He had the goal right in front of him, but he kicked it to the left instead of through the middle. So certainly a missed opportunity.
Ball brought back into play. Nice mark. Will Clark lays it off. Now they're favouring the scoreboard side at Gardens Oval, going to the city end. But it's sort of watch Rioli. It's Shannon Rioli. Watch, he hung onto the ball too long. Good decision by the field umpire. On the wing, Waratah possession. There's Shannon Rioli just running through, number 25. We'll keep an eye on him. He'll be nervous, Gray. No doubt he'll be nervous.
Yes, the first Rioli to play for the Tiwi Bombers since his Uncle Dean, I'd reckon.
They've had a... Yeah, I'm not sure. But anyway, we'll check that out.
Certainly been a while anyway.
Yep. Ball tossed up. Field umpire. Free kick. And it'll go to the Tiwi Bombers.
The Tiwi Bombers need to get scores on the board early, as I said earlier, because this Waratah side, when they get a sniff at Gardens Oval, very hard to beat.
Yeah, and Bennell again. That's his second touch. Bennell, nice little kick forward. Does it nicely. Marked drop that should have been taken. Some defense. Oh, that was a high tackle. Big Majak, head over the football, bumped on the head.
And he's got the free kick, Butters, right in front.
So the warranted free kick, Majak Door, you're dead right. Right in front, kicking to the high school end at Gardens Oval. Man on the mark, probably 25 from goal. So distance, I would suggest, is not a problem.
Yes. He played up forward last week, obviously, against Pint and kicked 2 or 3. So he'd be hoping to add to that score right now.
They won their first game, the Tiwi Bombers, in 3 years. 3 seasons, you reckon? About 3 seasons, Gray?
Yes. The end of the 2019-20 season was their last win.
Door kicks on goal. Goal umpire does not move. So after 4 minutes and 24 seconds, the Bombers are on the board through Majak Door.
And scores are, in fact, the Tiwi's at 1-1 and Waratah 1 point. So that's what they wanted, Butters. They missed an opportunity about 2 minutes before that. So Majak lining up, called on his North Melbourne experience and steered it straight through.
Bennell's been promising for the Bombers. He's had a few touches.
Yes, and they've got to get players like Dion Munkara and Jeffrey Simon, I see out there on the wing, number 17.
How long is it since we've seen him?
Haven't seen him for a while, but he can certainly play footy.
My word, he can.
His problem, of course, will be match fitness.
Yep. Ball back in the middle. Good bounce by the field umpire. Kirby knocks the ball to his team's advantage, but the Bombers are over the football. Got the handball out, probably not wide enough. Magro, after the footy, runs his full measure, gets it out to Bowd. Bowd, player is grabbed there, and Brodie Carroll, very good for Waratah, kicks the ball and kicks with precision. Immediate handball out Waratah. That was the new man, Tom Banuelis. Ball kicked forward and a lovely, big, strong mark. Tiwi Bombers deep in defence. Ball knocked out to Bowd for the Bombers.
Just watching Waratah game plan at this stage, Ian, it's all play on at all times, and I'm not sure whether that's correct. I think they should just go back, line up and go along with the ball. When some big fellows down forward.
When you've got a short side, you probably can do that, but they've got a few talls in the side, haven't they?
Exactly. So, but they seem to insist on playing on. I'm quite sure what's happening there, but we'll see.
Darley was the big man who's got some AFL experience. Easily got rid of it. Now the Bomber pace through the middle of the ground. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. Will go onto the preferred left foot and picks out a teammate up forward and picks him out with precision.
And who was that Tiwi running through the middle? The great Dion Munkara.
And that was Bennell that got it. There's Rioli. Runs his full measure. Was tackled off the football. Ball out of bounds. That was Rioli's first touch.
It was. Yes, hopefully it'll be the first of many, Ian, because it's just great to see Rioli in the black and red.
My word, it is. You're dead right. Waratah bring the ball back quickly. 1-1-2-8, the Bombers. Waratah 1 behind. So you want Waratah? Well, you suggested that the Bombers have got to get a good start. Well, they're in front at the moment. The talls now for Waratah starting to take an ascendancy. That's Scott Carlin. Running goal, running shot on goal, kicks on goal, kicks from 55, and that's the evener. Sam Brodie for Waratah gets the evener upper, and Waratah on the board.
That's the way, as I said earlier, and just go along with the ball. Exactly what they did then, and kicked their first goal after 7.5 minutes. So it's been a while for the Red and Whites.
No breeze here, and of course the Tiwi Bombers coming off a rare win last week against Pint, and Waratah They were actually taken to town a little bit by Nightcliff last week out at Nightcliff Oval.
And Majak Gord's gone into the ruck to try and get the ball moving out of the middle.
He has indeed, and it might be Edward Morris who is in the ruck. He gives the chock out for Waratah.
Interesting, and there's no Jack Monachietti out there for the Tiwi. He was very good last week apparently against Pint in the ruck, so
right.
I don't know what's happened there.
But Majak Dor, 2 metres tall, probably got a fingernail to it. Waratah come clear. Couldn't get the ball out. Scrimmage in the middle of the ground. It's pinched by Turnbull. Turnbull over the football. Got about 3 to beat. Robert Turnbull. The field umpire let that go a long time. And we'll have the secondary bounce still inside the bullseye in the middle of the ground. 1-1-7 Waratah, but they're not the home side. It's a Tiwi Bomber home game here at Gardens Oval. And they are 1-2-8 leading Waratah 1-1-7.
And the Tiwi's trying to close down Waratah so they don't go long with the ball.
Dor beaten in the ruck that time. Waratah kicked the ball. I'm not sure that Dor's a ruckman. We'll just keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
On to the leading players. Hope.
Mucking around with the ball, Waratahs.
Out of bounds on the 50 metre where the 50 metre line meets the boundary line to be tossed in by the boundary umpire. Grandstand side, deep in the forward half for the Tiwi Bombers. For Waratah, I do apologise. The Bombers now have got to defend. Pinched. It's Turnbull. Had a bit of it. So is Will Clark.
And a free kick here to the Tiwi, is it? Yeah, they went. Waratahs, in fact, they got a free kick.
Clark it is, too far out to score. Right half forward. Onto the left foot. No mark taken. It's Scott Carlin. Closer to goal though, 25 metres around from the Waratah goal. Right forward pocket. Grandstand side at Gardens Oval. The Bombers lead 1-2-8 to Waratah 1-1-7. Ball tossed in. Dor got his hand to the football. Picked up by Magro. Magro's kick is smothered. Was he taken high? No. Play on called the umpire, and he might have thrown the ball away. He did throw the ball away according to the field umpire. Good free kick.
And some very good defensive play by the Tiwi, so they're playing man on man, and it appears to be working.
William Madden knocks the ball out. Sam Darley. He's a lump of a lad. Who did he play with, Gray? Sam Darley.
Former Palmerston player, I reckon. Daly, that rings a bell with the black and whites.
Ball tossed in by the boundary umpire. Over the back. No advantage. Ball on the ground. Thrown away by the Bombers, picked up by Magro. Magro kicks on goal. The ball was smothered off the boot. It wasn't truly. Here's Cantilla. Kim Cantilla gets the ball out wide to a running teammate out there. And that running teammate, Michael Dunn, can't find the handle on the footy. Pressure now for the Bombers. And the defence there of Harley McCarthy runs the ball out of bounds. Still deep in the Waratah forward line.
Most importantly, Butters, the Tiwis are making Waratah in every kick.
Tossed in by the field boundary umpire. Ball kicked out. This is trouble, but off hands. And a minor score, so that's scores a level, 1-2-8 apiece. And we're 11 and a half minutes into the first term here at Gardens Oval.
It's hard to know who the crowd's behind. There's a lot of Tiwi fans here.
DeWitt, left footer, kicks the ball out and kicks with precision. Favours the scoreboard wing. Waratah's always got a big following, whether they're home or away at their home ground, if that makes sense. But it is a Tiwi Bomber home game at Gardens Oval, which is Waratah's home ground.
Yes, they've been at Gardens since the early noughties, I think, 2001.
Yep. Ball to be tossed in.
So a bit of a scrambly game, Ian, but this is what the Tiwis want. They want to get off to a positive start and then try and run Waratahs off their legs.
Jorgensen it is in ruck for Waratah, but knocked nicely out by D'Souza. Ball in dispute. Waratah seemed to be better on the ground. Picked up, kicked inside forward 50. A big mark wanted. No one can mark it in front. Ball knocked out by the Bomber defence. Working well together. The dummy kicks on the left foot. Oh, dangerous kick. Waratah once again. Magro doesn't miss. He rarely misses. And he didn't miss that one.
Bad move there by Tiwi going back across goal, Owen. There were more Waratah players there than Tiwi's, and Magro took advantage of it with his standard left foot kick.
Waratah 2-2-14, Tiwi Bombers 1-2-8. We've ticked over 13 minutes into the first term as big Arnold Kirby comes back onto the ground. He had a rest. Don't know why he had a rest. He started off in the ruck, didn't get a touch, and now he's been off and now he's back on again.
That is a modern game, man. They must go off at their specific time.
So the bell rings in the dugout and away they go. So it'll be Kirby in ruck.
But no, a very handy goal to Tars. They've had to work hard for it though. And now the Tiwis will want to get one back. What are we, about midway through the first quarter?
You would think so. Won't be much time on because there hasn't been a lot of scoring. Waratah. Once again, Waratah dominating that the clearances.
Yeah. Here's a nice mark.
It was. It was Nick Hooker. Picked up by our man out there in Jeffrey Simon. Seems to have switched wing, but I suppose wingmen don't necessarily play on their own wing all the time. As Simon once again tracking the football, took a bump, knocked him over. Jeffrey Simon, I believe, the son of the mighty Thomas Jeffrey Simon.
Thomas Simon, also known for his singing.
Yes, B2M, was it?
B2M, yeah, the mighty Tiwi.
Are they still going, do you know, Gray?
Haven't heard them lately on the airwaves, eh?
I saw Thomas Simon before, I should have asked him. Anyway, away we go. Kirby easily in the ruck. Waratah dragged off the football. That was Edward Morris. Free kick. No, secondary bounce. Field umpire throws the ball in the air. Kirby over the back. Knocks the ball to his team's advantage. They're winning the ruck and they're winning the midfield clearances.
Which is a little bit surprising because the Tiwis have got a lot of small men at ground level. But
Jeffrey Simon kicks in hope. Not too hope, but in hope. Because Waratah have a hope playing.
Here they come again.
Waratah once again kicked the ball forward. And that might be
Hope.
Our man Hope, the one we were talking about. He won't kick in Hope because he finishes quite nicely.
Just looking at his immediate opponent, he's having a bit of a run around. Got his hands on his knees now, the Tiwi, as Mr. Hope lines up for, I think, his first goal.
Yes, Darcy Hope will kick pretty much directly in front. Man on the mark, 49 metres from goal, so he'll have to kick from about 51, so it's got to be a good one. We'll have a slight breeze favouring him. Darcy Hope kicking to the city end at Gardens Oval. A stuttering run, ran close to the man on the mark. Has it got enough carry? Has it got enough carry? That's the third for Waratah. They're sneaking out.
Yes, big mark and a long kick, Ian. I think that's the preferred option for Waratah. They've been mucking around a bit with the handballs around the packs, but certainly that time, straight down the ground, big mark, long goal.
Majak Daw looks like he's going to contest the ruck for the Tiwi Bombers. They've got to do something about that midfield. They're getting trounced in the clearances.
Which, as I said, is a bit surprising because the Tiwis are normally very good when the ball's on the ground.
Close to the ground, yep.
But yeah, you're right. They're doing very well, Waratah.
Maybe the big move. We want to get Shannon Rioli into that midfield. Because he hasn't played this year, has he, Shannon? No. I don't think he turned out for Saints. Daw got his hand to the football, but once again it looks like Waratah. It's a high tackle there. No, play on called the umpire. Ball on the ground, ball in dispute.
I'm just looking for Rioli. He's playing on a forward flank. I think you're right. I think Brenton Toy, the coach, has to get him involved.
Dead heat.
Although match fitness might be the problem.
Yeah, dead heat in the ruck, but big Kirby butters up. His secondary effort was pretty good. And Sam Darley, who's had a bit of it for the Bombers, gets the ball, but it's smothered off the boot. And the boundary umpire will have some work to do after someone in a pink shirt jumps the fence and tosses it back to the boundary umpire. So it's Daw against Kirby. Kirby, the man in the white jumper. Daw pushes him off the football. Gets the ball up and under kick. makes it difficult for the Kim Cantilla's had a fair bit of the football. Will he get it go by hand? He won't. He runs his full measure, kicks the ball forward, and a poor kick by Cantilla. He's had a fair bit of it. Waratah will clear and clear easily. And the man, Sam Brodie, who has kicked a goal for Waratah, favours the grandstand side. Kicks it out to his teammate Carlin, who's also had a bit of the footy. Carlin kicks inside to Magro. Nice Magro onto the left foot. Kicks to a leading player in Hope. But Hope's outpointed that time. The Bombers, they've got some work to do in defence, so they've got enough players. There's the fumble. That's what Waratah were waiting for. Waratah will bounce, gets the ball out to their teammate out there. And Henry Keranua, haven't called him much. And the ball is out of bounds in the Waratah forward line. Left half forward, 55 metres around from their goal. Waratah leading 3-2-20 to 1-2-8. Kirby knocks the ball forward, not to his team's advantage. Keranua calling for the football. Bombers get the footy out. Favour the scoreboard wing at Gardens Oval. Over the back. Waratah just doing what they like. It's almost a training run at the moment, Gray. A big difference. Jaden Magro absolutely dominating possession. Magro goes forward and again doesn't kick in Hope because Darcy Hope takes the mark.
Opposed to Mason DeWitt on this particular occasion, but he was a man in front, Darcy Hope, and he's been rewarded with a pretty safe chest mark, although he's a very tight angle there in the left forward pocket. He
is in the left forward pocket, but only about 25 metres from goal. He'll go for the now familiar round the corner kick, I would suggest.
Yes, personalised by Mr. Johnson from Geelong.
He was. Darcy Hope kicks. Does he kick truly? Truly, he doesn't kick truly. Yes, he does. That's his second. Darcy Hope puts another goal on the board for Waratah. Waratah leading 4-2-26. Tiwi Bombers 1-2-8. And we are nearly coming up to 20 minutes into the first term.
And you're watching AFL and T's coverage of the 22-23 TIO NTFL season from Gardens Oval here in Darwin.
You are indeed. Majak Door in ruck.
Yes, Majak has got to get them going, but I think they've just got to start getting their hands on the football. The old adage, get hold of the football first.
Sam Darley in there for the Tiwi Bombers. But while Arnold Kirby is there, the big-bodied player, the bounce favours Kirby. Door over the top. Dead heat in the ruck. Magro off the ground. By gee, he's at a mountain of possession. Bombers are defending. Robert Turnbull comes in defence. They've got another clearance. Henry Keranua turns around, swings onto his familiar left, kicks to the half-forward line, and a mark taken. Nice mark taken by the rangy Tom Banuelis.
Tom Banuelis.
Now he's called a play on correctly by the umpire. Banuelis goes around the corner as well and kicks the goal. It is raining goals here for Waratah. They now move on to 5-2-32, leading the Tiwi Bombers 1-2-8.
Of course, now they kick 5 goals straight, Ian, mainly by just getting the ball going long, and it's working. The Tiwi's in a little bit of disarray, although I think that was called a point.
Oh, it was called a point, yep.
It was called a point at the end, so they've kicked 4 goals straight.
4-3 to 1-2. Ball kicked out. Bombers working hard, close to the boundary line. Mitchell Jorgensen, right footer. Favours the grandstand side. Door over the back, tries to take it one arm. Couldn't. Looked to kick off the ground, but saw a teammate there. Kim Cantilla dominating for the Tiwi Bombers, but he needs some teammates. Hope has got the footy. They go back one hand, then the other. Go forward. Right half forward for Waratah. The Bombers' defence working overtime. Waratah, Robert Turnbull gets the ball out to the skipper. He goes on the familiar left foot, looking for Keranua. Keranua can't beat his opponent. Picked up by Darley. Darley goes out by hand wide, and the Bombers are away. They are away on the scoreboard wing. They have switched play, and there's your man, Adam Tippenwoody. But he's beaten for possession, and the ball goes out of bounds adjacent to the scoreboard, which reads 4-3 to 1-2.
Haven't called Adam a lot. He's a lot of the play has been on the members' wing as per normal in any game of football.
Indeed. Ball tossed in by the boundary umpire. Door gets a hand to it and does it nicely. knocks it to his team's advantage. Goes inside. Mark not taken. Good umpiring there. He
Juggle.
the juggle, and he didn't actually finish it off. Waratah in defence nicely into the middle of the ground. And there's Magro once again. Bangs the ball in on the lefty. And there's our man. He's got two, Darcy Hope.
Yes, and he's not playing with a lot of hope, Ian. He's playing with a lot of confidence.
He is indeed. There's nothing a defender can do about that, Gray, surely.
Ball coming out of the middle on a regular basis now.
Off the long run up, Darcy Hope, slightly left of centre, not much of an angle, man 55 or 58 metres from goal, so he'll have to kick from, 48 metres from goal, he'll have to kick from 52, normally runs close to the man on the mark, this is no different, gets his ball, gets under it a little bit, but it's a good kick, was it touched on the line? It was indeed. So they've been a bit wasteful. 4-4, 28 Waratah, Tiwi Bombers, 1-2-8, but they've had all the possession. And the ball knocked out of bounds defensively in the forward half by Waratah, and they can do no wrong, and that's Banuelos.
Yes, and they're going in very hard now, Waratahs. They know they've got the wood on the Tiwis at this stage, getting hold of the ball and doing something with it.
The chop out ruckman. Over the back. That was Mitchell Jorgensen for Waratah. Kiranua throws the ball away. Waratah player dragged the football back, dragged off the footy. What's going to happen here?
Free kick, I think.
Looked like he might have been in possession, but the umpire was nice and close. And Waratah to kick on goal directly in front. They've had everything. There's our man. He's been in everything, Banuelos.
Banuelos.
Let's see how he kicks on goal.
Be a handy one, and in the shadows of quarter time, Ian.
Where are we? Grade 24 and a half. Yep, you're quite right. So he'll have to traverse, I reckon, about 45. Kicks directly in front,
yes.
And kicks truly. So I had him marked down as a goal earlier, but it was called behind. That time it was a goal, and Waratah skip out. They have actually taken this game.
Very word I was going to use, Butters. They've skipped away. As I said, they're getting the ball. They're looking for teammates, and not only that, the forward line is mobile. It's not standing there waiting for the football. They're moving around, and the ball being delivered beautifully to the forward line players.
5-4, 34 to 1-2-8.
And Mr. Hope, how many goals has he kicked?
He's got 2.
Been very effective.
He has indeed. I better give him another tick. But Banuelos has been good. Harder, the Tiwi Bomber players harder to find.
Yes, players like Dion Munkara have to get more of the football.
D'Souza in the ruck for the Tiwi Bombers.
Here they come again.
Kiranua onto the left, like his dad. Kicks and kicks. That was a tracer. Unfortunately, the siren's gone. It is quarter time. Waratah leading 5-4, 34. Tiwi Bombers 1-2-8.
And we'll be back at Gardens Oval after this short break. thumbs up. And welcome back here to Gardens Oval, where Waratahs lead by 26 points at quarter time. 5 goals, 4-34 to the Tiwis 1-2-8. And Ian, you have the goal kickers.
I do indeed. Darcy Hope, the only multiple goal kicker for the game. He has a couple, albeit in that first term. Sam Brodie has a goal, as has our man Tom Banuelis, playing his second game for Waratah, and Jaden Magro, who is dominating, in my view, in that midfield. He also has a goal, and the solitary goal kicker for the Tiwi Bombers is Majak Dor, after taking a mark pretty close to goal directly in front. But it's, as you said, Gray, 5-4 to 1-2, and Waratah winning comfortably.
Yes, I've got some best players in. Jaden Magro wearing the number 1 jumper. He is the number 1 on the ground at this stage. The other guy, Darcy Hope, up forward, of course. We've mentioned him a few times. He's kicked 2 and probably could have kicked 4 or 5, the amount of possessions he's had. Tom Banuelis, as you mentioned, up forward. Brodie Carroll around the ball, and Rob Turnbull around the ball.
Gee, the Bomber better players are much harder to find, I reckon, Gray. Plenty of Waratah good players.
Well, they are, Ian. I've got 3 I've found after much searching. Kim Cantilla, the number 5 jumper, he's been very good. Sam Darley, and of course Harley Bennell, the former Melbourne footballer.
Demon, and we've been watching carefully. We're just about to start here with the Bombers needing to lift, but Shannon Rioli still at starvation corner in the forward line. I can't see him out there.
Yeah, there he is on a forward flank.
Yeah.
Number 25 standing out, not the normal number 10, as you said.
Ball to be balled up in the middle by the field umpire. Over the top to Souza, probably won the tap from Kirby. The Bombers, Darley gets his hand to the football. Picked up by the Bombers. Go to left half forward. Dispossessed too easily, Gray Morris, for my view, and Dylan Collis.
And why was that, Ian? Numbers around the ball.
Yep.
Waratahs had 4 players there, to the Tiwis 2.
But at least they got the clearance, which has been dominated, in my view, by Waratah. Ball tossed in by the boundary umpire with the Tiwi Bombers in the forward line. And we've got a ruck infringement, and Big Arnold will take the free kick.
As my first coach, Timothy McDonald, said in Perth many years ago, 4 will always beat 2.
Usually it does, doesn't it? Unless you're Gary Ablett Senior and you can beat 5.
Yes, and he's on his way up to Darwin, Gary Jr.
Yep.
Playing on a Friday night game at Marara. Should be a ripper.
Gary Ablett. So D'Souza against Kirby. Kirby comfortably knocks the ball, but the Bombers will get another clearance. So they've lifted, obviously, in that area. They kick the ball forward, over the back, running on into an open goal, kicks on goal, and they've got the opener. Good goal there, and that was Stanley Tipalura. So Tipalura gets the Bombers on the board.
And they certainly needed that, Ian, and you could see the ball was going to clear the marking contest, and over the back was Stanley Tipalura in typical Tiwi fashion, swooped on the ball like a sea eagle and banged it through. So that's their second goal. At 5-4-34 to 2-2-14. Desperately needed that goal.
They did indeed. They needed to get the first goal, but they got a goal early in the first term, but then it was all Waratah. But a couple of clearances from Ruck to Souza against Kirby. Majak Dor back in the forward line. Or a bad bounce by the field umpire. Dead eat in the ruck. Waratah looking to get the clearance. Magro can't get it, but a teammate does. Kicks the ball forward. The defenders are again under pressure. Waratah wanted harder. Turnbull always wants the hard ball.
Yes, they're certainly going in hard, Waratahs.
Kirby gets it out to Turnbull. Turnbull kicks inside forward 50, and there's a Tiwi Bomber player down. Not sure, didn't see him go down, and our man Banuelis, I reckon that is.
Marked unattended as well. Always nice in the forward line when you mark unattended. Vanuelos again.
Yes.
You're right.
So we're 3 minutes into the second term. The Bombers got the opener, but Banuelos, who is right of centre, certainly within distance, man on the mark, probably 35 from goal, so we'll kick from 40. Let's see what his accuracy's like. Has a goal. Banuelos, couple of steps, kicks right over the goal umpire's hat, and the Bombers are on the board in the second. They go to 6-4, leading the Tiwi Bombers 3-2. And we've probably ticked in about 3.5 minutes, so that was pretty comfortable.
Yeah, a pretty comfortable goal too, and they used the ball well in the Waratah boys. They got the ball in the contest, got it up the forward line. Vanuelos on his own, and a very accurate drop punt goal. So I think that's going to be the format for Waratah. The Tiwis are going to have to change it around somehow.
Well, he's got a couple, Banuelos, as has Darcy Hope, so they've got the big forwards. Kirby, Magic Door in ruck.
Two-pronged forward line, so to speak.
It's handy, isn't it? Kirby doing the dance. Door over the top, but knocked it really to no one. Waratah head over the football. And he's swamped. Certainly, Gray, the Bombers have lifted in that area. Shannon Rioli hovering. Still can't get near the football. Not his fault. In starvation corner. Kicked inside forward 50 Waratah. Handball comes out. Keranua one way. Then onto the trusty left. Keranua spots a teammate. Hope it is. Misses the mark, but he might have got it off the ground, or was it beautifully defended?
The umpires are going to confirm. Might have been rushed through in for a point.
Touched on the line, and well done there to that player there was Edward Morris. Not Edward Morris, Mason DeWitt.
Mason DeWitt it is.
Mason DeWitt.
A former Hawthorn listed player.
DeWitt kicks the ball in, left foot beautifully, finds a teammate. No, the ball hit the ground. No mark, said the field umpire. Must have dribbled out. Complaining a little bit is Thomas Simon, but Jeffrey Simon, I think of his dad, Thomas Simon. Bombers clear. Go to half four, but no one down there. Picked up and defended nicely. That time Dylan Collis. Whacked after the disposal.
It's on end.
You keep an eye on that, and I'll see if I can find where the football is.
Only pushing and shoving at this stage.
But of course, it's in the strike zone, right in front of the grandstand. If it would happen on the other side of the ground, it wouldn't matter. Harley Bennell going in, second player in.
Well, certainly, from what I saw, an elbow was lifted on Collis, so I think they'll look at that for Tuesday night tribunal.
Harley Bennell and Big O'Dwyer. Haven't seen much of him. He's a wonderful player for Waratah.
So we got a free kick.
Yep, and it's Hope to kick on goal. Kicks from a long, long way out. That was a relayed free kick, and a correct decision by the field umpire warranted, but it's another minor point as DeWitt goes back to bring the ball back into play. Mason DeWitt, left footer.
Yes, he's the custodian, isn't he?
Yep, much ado about nothing. 6-6-42 Waratah, Tiwi Bombers 2-2-14. DeWitt kicks the ball in, nice and long, outside defensive 50. Waratah onto the football, high tackle. Got to pay those high tackles early after we've had that run in before. The field umpire was right onto that, good umpiring.
Bit of feeling coming into the game. The Tiwis know they have to be a little bit more physical, but they've got to do it the right way in.
Gee, Brody Carroll, he doesn't mind the hard stuff. Carroll onto the left foot, swings it inside forward 50, looking for Hope or Banuelos. The defence of the Tiwi Bombers, are they up to it? Darley certainly is. One way, then the other. The Bombers, they've got to be more direct. Kicks the ball out nicely. Did it very well, Brendan Cantilla. That's his first touch. Cantilla kicks forward. Over the football, go the Bombers and D'Souza, but he loses the football, and another relayed free kick as Hope gets the football. The field umpire should say to him,
Play on.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Darcy Hope has 2 in the first quarter. Will kick on goal, as we can see. Left of centre, man on the mark 40 metres from goal. It'll take a good and grey.
It will be a very good kick.
And normally runs close to the man on the mark, so it'll be high, it may be wide and handsome, or it may just be handsome. Hope moves in a straight line to kick on goal, going for his third. It's an absolute shocker. Another minor score. Waratah giving plenty. 6-7-43, a bit wasteful. The Tiwi Bombers 2-2-14.
Three first of all ends in the last 5 minutes, Ian. So
oh, yeah, a bit frisky.
Certainly getting a bit of feeling into the game.
Ball comes in, Darley. Darley. Nice kick forward. 2-on-1. Why kick to a 2-on-1? I suppose he's got not too many options. Picked up that time by Adamson. Taken high. Kim Cantilla can kick a goal. Runs his full measure. Bounces. Loses it. Collects it. Kicks on goal. And kicks it out of bounds on the full.
Tried to do a little bit too much. But then again, I don't think he had any other options, eh?
Not going crook at him. No, I think you're right. O'Dwyer chips the ball in defensively. Brody. Sam Brody. Right half back. Kicks the ball forward. Brody Carroll had plenty of it. Jaden Magro, I haven't seen him this quarter. Carroll kicks it forward. Waratah still in defence, favouring the scoreboard side. Kick down the line, picked up by the Bombers. Big chance. Rioli kicks on goal. Should have bombed that away. He tried to look for a teammate, which is probably what you do when you're playing your first game. A lovely tackle, Rioli. Surely, he's given him the dump, the old sling tackle. Shannon Rioli can't take a trick.
Yes, tried to kick that goal from 80 metres out, eh? Unfortunately, it fell a bit short.
He did indeed, which it would. I've liked his game too. That's Dylan Collis. Waratah. They fall off the tackle. Didn't fall off that one. Is that a free kick down the field, or is it out of bounds on the full?
Free kick to the Tiwis. Might have been touched, actually. It was.
Touched off the boot?
No, free kick for Waratah. Oh, that must have been a bit of pushing.
Yeah, I think he was unfairly dealt with. Dylan Collis kicks it forward. Nice mark taken. Edward Morris. Morris kicks to the forward line. I reckon that's out on the... Oh, the boundary umpire's not sure.
He was a bit...
he was going to get it out of bounds on the full, and I reckon it was.
He was a bit positive, I think, towards the Waratah boy then. Definitely looked out on the full.
Yep.
They're conferring again, the men in green.
Oh, toss it in.
They'll call it a draw. Which is the throw-in.
So left half forward, Waratah in attack. Goal each this term, which has gone 11 and a half minutes. Tossed in by the boundary umpire. Big Kirby over the back. Knocks it to an opponent. Bombers clear the football, and that rolled out of bounds.
One thing Waratah have done is stop the Tiwi's running game, Ian. We did see a couple of examples of it when they kicked some goals, but the ball has mainly been in a contest, and that's suited Waratah fine. The
bigger players, as you said right at the outset, tossed in by the boundary umpire. Kirby in front, knocks the ball down. Wonderful tap. It goes to Brock Reynolds. Kicks the ball forward. A series of handballs.
Great tackle.
It was. He might have got a toenail to that one. Jaden Magro. We were belying him. With the ball, we've got a free kick. Braden Wiley. Waratah.
Yeah, they've got the ball on a forward flank, the Tiwi over there. In the distant future, in front of the gum trees. Are they gum trees or?
I've got no idea, but they look like gum trees to me, mate. So that's Harley Bennell, who started the game off in a blaze of glory. Hasn't done much. We can see the 50-metre arc in front of him there. So he's going to have a fair carry.
Just inside that, I reckon he's about 48 metres out.
The man hovering there, number 8, Patrick Heenan, he could kick it from there. Wonderful kick of the football. Bennell kicks on goal, runs inside forward 50, kicks, just drops a little bit short. Bombers can't find the handle. Picked up O'Dwyer, gets the ball out, left foot, and a mark taken D'Souza. Big D'Souza hasn't been bad.
Yes, he certainly had a go. Over the back? No, they're there this time to cover the ball over the back.
Shannon Rioli is again caught in betwixt and between.
Thomas Simon.
Jeffrey Simon handballs to an opponent. Yeah, I think of Thomas Simon. Always, any Simon's a Thomas. As Waratah clear the ball out, a series of handballs. They'll go inside. They do go inside, but it's chopped off. And away we go. This might be Cantilla. Cantilla, Mr. Magic, hits the ball, gets it out nicely. The Bombers into attack. Running around onto his preferred left foot, Dion Munkara picks a player out, and that might be Bennell. Is that Harley Bennell out there in the forward pocket?
Certainly looks like him.
Goes by the hand, kicks to big Majak, and Majak's got his second. And the Bombers, more importantly, have their third. 3-2-20 the Tiwi Bombers. Waratah 6-7-43, and we've travelled almost 15 minutes into the second term.
Terrific lead-up play there too by Dion Munkara. The Tiwi need more from him. He's a terrific player, Dion, but he doesn't get involved enough. But when he does, as we saw then, a perfect kick to Bennell, then chipped it over to Big Majak, and the Tiwis have got a goal.
And normally he's prolific in terms of possessions, Dion Munkara, but hasn't been. Today at least.
He has flashed in and out, but he just needs a little bit more consistency. And of course, he is the team lifter at the Tiwis.
My word.
If he starts playing well, then the whole team will lift.
Kirby, D'Souza. Good bounce by the field umpire in the middle. Kirby gets it nicely. Clearance. Waratah goes to Kiranua. Kiranua looks to handball. Looking for 50. Kiranua could kick it from there, but goes long and trace a bullet like. The ball will run out of... That was out of bounds. Well done by the boundary umpire. Out of bounds 30 metres around from the Waratah goal.
6-7-43 to 3-2-20 in favour of the away side, Waratah.
Tossed in. Kirby gets it. Picked up Magro. Magro tries to curl one around and doesn't quite make it. The minor score.
Still comfortably in front, Waratah in, but the Tiwi are starting to show a bit.
3-2-20, 6-8-44. Wasteful in front of goal, I reckon. Waratah.
Yeah, 6 goals, 8. Yeah, not the return Coach Ryan Ayres would have been looking for on a beautiful night here in Darwin.
It is, isn't it? Bombers bring the ball back into play. Nice kick, nice mark, Braden Wiley. Wiley at left half-back, called a play on by the field umpire. Wiley kicks and kicks long down the line. Bombers probably not tall enough down there. I mean, you can't do much about that, but Waratah certainly have the height in defence against the forwards, except for Majak Dor, of course. But Dor can't get near the football.
They haven't been able to get the ball on the outside, which is what they need to do, of course. And the Waratahs are very aware of that. They're locking the ball in at contests.
Well, they've been in the competition, the Tiwi Bombers, and they play a similar sort of game for, 15 years now?
It is 15 years, you're spot on.
Goodness, that was a guess.
In fact, it's 14 years, 2007.
Got it wrong.
2008 was their first, so it was 14 years.
D'Souza dragged everything off the football. Picked up Bombers, kicked forward, over the back. Kim Cantilla can't find the handle. The Waratah defence working overtime. James Waratah hasn't had much of the footy, and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full, has he?
Yes, he panicked a bit then. He kicked it right into the trees, which was not the smartest thing to do.
And they're not even gum trees.
That's right. Maybe those African mahoganies, are they? Those awful things in big breezes.
That fall over in a big wind. Tiwi Bombers to kick on goal. Misses to the near side. Minor score when they need the majors, 3-3-21. The Tiwi Bombers, Waratah 6-8-44. And we're coming up to 17 and a half minutes into the second term.
Yes, they're going beautifully at this stage. The Waratahs, but the Tiwis are showing signs that they can get back into the game, man. Here's a go.
Picked up Dion Munkara onto the left foot. Rushed kick. Was it touched? It was touched. So even some Munkara magic didn't work.
Yeah, he's probably rushed it a little bit, though. I think he had more time than what he thought he had.
O'Dwyer to bring the ball back for Waratah.
I'm impressed with this guy, too, and he'd be one of the best defenders in the league, I'd say.
No doubt about that. Kicks well outside defensive 50. Looking for teammates. Kirby can't take the mark. Kirby's got the free kick. He's a good target, Arnold Kirby. Kicks it and kicks it beautifully. Oh, he might have copped one round the chops.
He's a big target as well, big Kirby.
And it was bowed. Series of handballs. Inside forward 50. Waratah. Comfortable. Darley. And a courageous mark. That was a courageous mark that time by Kieran Andrew.
Yes. The opposite number 25 to Shannon Rioli.
And it's Brendan Cantil has had a couple of possessions now in defence. Saving free kick. Cantilla goes forward. Does it nicely. Gets the ball out. Kicks it full. Oh, and a one-hander. Running his full measure. Kicks on goal. Waratah have it under control and touch the football. Crashes into the goal post. And a minor score. We'll call that a rushed.
And as we come up to the 20-minute mark, a reminder that you're watching AFL and T's coverage of the 22-23 TIO NTFL season from beautiful Gardens Oval right here in Darwin.
O'Dwyer runs his full measure, favours the grandstand side, over the back, can't take a mark, warranted free kick that time. Bennell called to go back.
Gee, if they can get the next goal, Ian, we've got game on here, I think.
David Cruz hasn't had much of it. Cruz, he runs his full measure, picks out a teammate forward. Dion Munkara, too far out to score, I would suggest. Harley Bennell looking for the handball. Munkara to go outside and kick long. No, he doesn't. He feigns the kick looking in the Cantilla direction. Must have landed on the line, Gray, but at least it's within 25 metres of the Tiwi Bomber goal, right full forward.
The boundary umpire will notice chalk on the football, I think. He's about to throw it in. That's how close it was.
We would have rubbed it off on our shirt, but he tosses the ball in the boundary umpire. Big Magic over the back, kicks it to the man. You beauty!
Shannon Rioli's first goal for the Tiwi Bombers. Read that beautifully off the pack in. Ran into an open goal. The Waratah players could only stand and watch. And now we've got game on.
Magic Door got his hand to the footy over the back. He must have heard the call from Rioli. Must have heard it. Rioli and the old dancing pumps. He just skipped and danced his way through and nailed it right through the middle. 21 minutes into the first term. Waratah 4-5-29 within distance now. No, sorry, Tiwi Bombers 4-5-29. They're the home team. Waratah 6-8-44. Tars seem to have stopped a bit.
No one in front of Rioli then too, and he ran into an open goal, which is a bit surprising considering the numbers around the ball, but a bit of experience here on behalf of the great Shannon Rioli.
And we'll give credit to Magic Door.
Very, very good, yep. His experience came to the fore.
Nice piece of ruck work, wasn't it? Again, a good bounce in the centre by the field umpire. Dead eat in the middle. Oh, taken high. And warranted free kick, Tiwi Bombers.
Here they come again, Ian. They've got a bit of a run on here, the Tiwis.
Bombers in. Got anyone to mark it? Cantilla, did he push his teammate out? No, it's Cantilla's free kick.
Good decision. Eyes only on the ball.
Cantilla to kick on goal.
Very important kick this, Ian. This will bring them to within 9 points. What is about 45 metres out?
Oh, if that. It's certainly within kicking distance. Kim Cantilla, a noted goal kicker. Kim Cantilla kicks the goal, and the Bombers are on their way.
As I said 5 minutes ago, Ian, if they can kick the next one, got game on here. The Waratahs have got the staggers a bit. Whether they went out too quick, but the Tiwis realise if they can use the ball better, provide options in the forward line, which they're doing.
44 plays 35, 9-point lead to Waratah, closing in on half-time.
They're right in this game, the Tiwis.
What's the difference? What's been the difference, Gray?
Well, as I said, some self-belief there. Players like Dion Munkara coming into the game, and the Cantilla boys. But more importantly, they're providing options up forward, and they're not just blasting away or trying to run the ball down. And if they can keep that up, and also these contests around the ball. But as I say, that Waratah's coming away with it.
The clearance, there they go. Hope can't take the mark. The Bomber defence has got to work overtime. They've got to keep them out. There's not long to go. 23 and a half minutes in. Waratah have the football. Magro kicks the goal. That's the one they wanted before half-time. That's his second.
You were just saying you haven't seen much of him, and we haven't. But he pops up at a very important time to stop the Tiwi run on, really.
7-8-50. Sorry, Gray. 7-8-55, 5-35.
Yeah, back to 15 points, going on to 24 minutes in the second quarter. They'll be disappointed with that, the Tiwis. They had numbers around the ball, but the Waratahs had the players on the outside, and that just happened to be Magro, who was a renowned goal sneak.
And on his right side for the left footer. Back in the middle. To Souza. For the Bombers.
How many goals we had this quarter, eh? What was quarter time?
Up they go. No one really got a handball to it. Sorry, Gray. I'll have a look in a minute.
Yep.
Ball on the ground in dispute. Knocked out by the Bombers to their advantage. It's getting tough in the scrimmages now. Waratah, that player there, and he just ran into a brick wall. Edward Morris. Waratah have some clearance, have some space. Kicks the ball and kicks in pressure. So at quarter time it was 5-4 to 1-2.
So
the Bombers have kicked 4 and Waratah have kicked 2.
So they kicked 6 goals this quarter, so yeah, you're right. We're right on the shadows of half-time. They must hold them out, the Tiwis, though, Ian, but they don't want a late goal from Waratah.
Jorgensen over the back, won the ruck. Picked up Waratah. They go forward. Hope looking for the football. Over the back. Bombers. Defensively, they've got to work. Darley, I've loved his game. Darley favours the grandstand side, kicks and kicks with precision. Does it nicely and gets Bennell.
Very calm and collected mark there by Bennell. He knows we're nearly at half-time, Ian, and he's going to slow things down.
Bennell skirts the boundary line, kicks down the line. Advantage paid. No, it might be a Waratah free kick. It is a Waratah free kick. He was playing on in hope that time. That was John Tipalura. Waratah go forward. Can't afford to give up another goal. Waratah in the van. Inside they go. Kicks to Robert Turnbull, who's been quiet since early in the first quarter. Over the back, the defence of the Tiwi Bombers working overtime in the direction of teammates out there. Can't get it. And a free kick is paid.
Kicked out one to the Tiwis. What have we done? A bit of confusion.
We've got a player down.
That was it.
Well, I'm not sure that a player down warrants a stoppage in play. I don't see any.
Any bodies on the ground?
No. Or any stretcher.
He's going to bounce, I think.
But I'm not sure why. There seems to be.
Certainly a bit of confusion out there, but what's going to happen?
Well, the only way you'd stop play is if there's a stretcher or if the injured player is in the vicinity of the ball, and neither of those scenarios was a reality. Swamped was the Waratah player. He drags himself off the ground, closing in on half-time. 5-5, 35 Tiwi Bombers. Waratah 7-8-50. 27 minutes into the term. Seems to be a long quarter with 6 goals scored. Kicked up by the Bombers. Can they get a late one? Not.
Well done, well done. Michael, a late one themselves.
Cantilla hovering. Get it over the top. He doesn't. Cantilla goes for home. Misses everything. Had a player loose.
Timekeeper's finger must be on the button, Ian, you'd think.
You would think so. Ball out of bounds, deep. Here goes Shannon Rioli running off the ground. We saw that. He swapped for Majak Door. Door in the ruck. Ball in the forward line. Deep for the Tiwi Bombers. Maybe Door once again. Can he knock it over the back? Where's Cantilla? Where's Munkara? Tossed in by the boundary umpire. Short one. No time.
As I predicted. And it's half time here at Gardens Oval, where Waratah lead by 15 points in a spirited comeback there by the Tiwi Bombers. And we'll be back at Gardens Oval after the half-time break, but in the meantime, Ian, you've got some goal kickers.
Look, I have 7-8-50 at half-time to Waratah, 5-5-35, as you said, Gray, 15 points. Goal kickers for the team that are leading, 2 to Jaden Magro, 2 to Tom Banuelis, 2 to Darcy Hope, and 1 to Sam Brodie. I hope that adds up to 7. And for the Bombers, a couple to Majak Door, 1 to Shannon Rioli. We all cheered that. 1 to Stanley Tipalura, and Kim Cantilla got a second quarter goal. So it is 7-8-50, Waratah, Tiwi Bombers, 5-5-35.
And it's half time.
Brodie Newman read it best, throws it on the left boot, but it's only as far as Varco. Varco takes it 70 metres out, goes long. That's a great goal, Trav Varco. First goal of the game. Spins him board, gives the hands out to his Palmerston player who's dispossessed on the kick. Oh, that fight, nah, 2 players went hard at it then. Umpire says play on. Picked out of there by the Palmerston player. I'm not sure if that was Mensch or Proctor, perhaps Proctor, George.
Yeah, looks like Proctor.
And he goes to Tracy, who's playing a good game of footy from 55. Down there, Waylon Davies there, but coming across in front is big John O'Farah. He takes the mark, goes inboard to Varco, and just... So kicking from 25, 30 metres out, Trav Varco puts it through. Butson, he's got a player forward there in Thompson. He takes the mark there, siren goes, and Ashton Hams is going to man the mark there. Oh, 50, said he moved.
Let's put it through.
Put it through. So that'll give the Wanderers some confidence going into half-time.
Convincing stuff there from Dre Thompson, and it is...
Gather, Mensch with the little one there, picked up there by Harvey. He throws it on his left boot forward. First to it there, Jonty Patrick. Little handball there. Back to the Palmerston player. I'm not too sure who that was. May have been...
Jonty Patrick,
Jonty Patrick perhaps got it. Perhaps caught the man on the mark there right on 50. Thought he might have had a shot there, but there was no need. And Mensch, one of the most dangerous players in the competition, has found space inside 50, which... Very important shot for Palmerston. Runs around. Umpire says play on. Has hit it really well. Ball goes there. Newman's claiming touched. Umpire says no, and an automatic free kick there. So Javison Priest, that's it. Bombing inside 50, spirals one in there. Ball goes long, spills there to Stevie Motlop. That makes football look easy. Motlop around the corner, and Wanderers pinch that back straight away, back to 14 points. Set their season up. So ball back in the middle. Priest and Wack go hard at it. Varco, little handball to Mensch. Mensch on the left foot, goes inside 50. Farah's down there. Ball spills to the front, and Farah, I wasn't sure he got first hands on that, but umpire said he did.
And the hit back straight away from Motlop's goal. Comes in Farah. As fine as you like it. Josiah Farah points to the stands and hits back immediately. Magpies back on the board.
skipper Staunton. Staunton, though, back inside to a running teammate in Woodcock. Woodcock picks out again a forward, and that forward is Dunstan. A little bit of a stutter as he comes in. Lines it up from 40 out. Goal umpire doesn't move. All clear is given. And the Crocs are on the board. Yep. Parides up to centre wing. Have a bit of a bounce.
Sam Fowler now with the ball. Another bounce. Gets the handball away. Looking for Brandon Grenfell in his first game back for the season.
And they've just picked out Calder. Easy as you like. So they've gone coast to coast there.
The next tallest in the team, I reckon. And he's kicking on goal.
Calder from 30 out directly in front. He doesn't miss these. He's put it through. Saints are on the board. 2 goals, plays 1.
That's a Lucas Jellyman Turner who hits, I think it's Joey Salmon out there.
Yeah, Joey has picked out Dylan Lant. Kick from more than 50, you would think. He's got his kicks right on that 50-metre paint. It's certainly got the length. It's certainly got the straight. And it's gone through. Test, flyer. And I think now it's going to come out. They can run onto this. Stepping around it is Lockyer. Lockyer steps around one, runs into an open goal and scores.
Well, that's it.
Schwartz balks, then tries to go, and he gets caught. Parnell. Handballs to Parnell. Here comes Fowler. Has one bounce. Looks upfield. He's got at the back there. Who has he got?
Jackson Calder.
He's got Calder. Calder on the right. Gutters it through.
Great goal by Jackson Calder.
Lant just gives the biggest nudge out to McQueen. Let go. Play on is the call. Leading it is Salmon. Well, bit of an angle, but it should be okay. He's a right footer. And he sets it up and just guides it through perfectly for the Saints' 5th goal. For Grenfell, who got position and had height, but put under enormous pressure by Brodie Lake. Caught. Out it comes out to Fowler. Everyone's waiting for something to happen, and Fowler just runs in at the open goal and scores.
What a goal by Sam Fowler. He's been...
Long way up is Mazzini. Bounced off his chest initially.
Paid
Then he's given it to the running Woodcock. Woodcock gives it back over to Mazzini. Now he's got a running McLaughlin. Dylan McLaughlin then just sets it up easily on that right foot and through.
That was a beautiful running goal by Dylan McLaughlin. So much composure.
So Luke Oborn at centre half forward has his kick sort of chopped off initially, loose on the ground. It's been picked up though. That's Hillier, and Hillier scores.
Of Nyhouse, he's set upon quickly. Deary extracts it, but it comes out loose, and the pro, I call him the professional, that guy, Brodie Carroll. Darcy Hope, he wheels and goes onto his right. Sort of had $1 each way here, but it's gone beautiful. Did well, Jorgensen drifting forward.
Waratah's at the start of the year here, presenting, hitting up the footy.
Yeah, there he is. The 100-gamer. Ryan Moo has it. Kicks it into the pocket. Hit. Beautiful hit. That man, Michael Mummery, could be the Kodak snap of the day. One step out. He's ripped it around. Has he gone around far enough? Yeah, that's clever. That is a clever shot. Well done there. Over to Edwards, who's been good into Philo. Philo a little bit casual here. He loves doing that. He goes long and strong. Butcher. Oh, bread and butter for Brody. Philo, you'd love it.
Hypnotises him into it.
He hypnotises him, and Butcher doesn't miss.
So that's Butcher's fourth.
Yeah. It's a beautiful boot to ball, and this is better. This is better. Magro's out. There he's had a little fumble there. He lost his footing. He regathered it well.
It's a good goal.
Oh, that's a great goal there.
McDonagh.
Kicks it, McDonagh.
Fresh off Essendon's list, straight into the Waratah lineup and kicks himself a sausage roll.
That's a nice long kick down in the direction of Mummery. Mummery, a little bit of candy. Shows it, scrubs it along the ground. Not the way Butcher likes to have him. Wilson on the snap. Oh,
great start for Nycliffe there. Ball movement coming through. Wilson.
Is he going to pay this? Have we got a free kick?
No.
All clear. Forward. Falls into Hammond's hands. Hammond chips it out wide.
Mummery.
And it's Mummery on the lead. Nyhouse have been outstanding for Tigers. Mummery shows a little, and Butcher.
With the check side from range.
No. Oh, he's a talent, this kid. Oh, the boys get around him. A little bit of frustration there from Term. Free kick to Willow.
He's got time to shoot here.
He's got time on the left foot.
Got his sixth.
Oh, Johnny Butcher.
Six sausage rolls for a big Butcher.
Free kick to Shawnee Wilson. They played on quickly, the Tigers. Goes over to Johnny Butcher, and he kicks his sixth. Ethan Brown, hard and strong as always down back. A big cheerio out to his old man Jamie down at in Bundaberg. So if Jamie's tuning in, which he will be, g'day JB. And Magro picks up a goal, a rare
junk time goal,
rare easy possession today for them.
And welcome back here to Garden Table, where we've got a pretty good game of football on our hands. Waratah lead the Tiwi Bombers by 15 points after at one stage Ian getting out to about 5 goals.
They did indeed. Certainly the Tiwi Bombers won that second term. They kicked 4 goals to 2. Waratah 7-8-50, Tiwi Bombers 5-5-35. Multiple goal scorers just running through those. Magic Door for the Bombers has a couple, and 2 goals to Jaden Magro, Tom Banuelis and Darcy Hope. And Darcy Hope's probably got a few missed goals to his name too, so he's been quite dominant up forward.
As I said, he could have kicked 4 or 5, but certainly for the Tiwi Bombers' sake anyway, he hasn't. But what they did, Ian, was they started to run the ball, which of course is their standard game plan anyway, but they couldn't get the ball on the outside. until about halfway through the quarter when Dion Munkara started, the great Dion Munkara, started to get involved. Haven't seen much of Adam Tippenwoody.
No. Yeah, well, he's certainly on the ground, but of course I think he's playing on a wing, so we don't see too much of him. But the highlight of the quarter, of course, in my view anyway, was the goal kicked by Shannon Rioli, playing his first game for the Tiwi Bombers after more than 200 games and innumerable premierships with St Mary's. First game for the Tiwi Bombers. I understand that his younger brother Ben will be coming up to Darwin next week and will play with the Bombers, but Shannon Rioli just danced his way through a few players. We received a beautiful ball from Big Majak Dor, who tapped the ball over the back, and Shannon Rioli, as I said, danced his way through to kick a goal.
I was going to say that Majak's backward tap was beautiful onto the chest of Rioli and just ran to an open goal. He had no one in front of him, so obviously some planning went into that.
Yep.
And I'm sure Brenton Toy and his coaching staff will be looking for more of it, and also the influence of players like Dion Munkara, as I mentioned, and Harley Bennell, who was starting to get involved too in that second quarter.
Yeah, Harley Bennell's been very good, as has Sam Darley. I reckon that Braden Wiley has been very good for the Tiwi Bombers, and Dion Munkara, as you mentioned, Gray, came really to the fore in that second term. But Jaden Magro, a couple of goals, he's been good. Brodie Carroll, the captain for Waratah, has been excellent. Darcy Hope up forward, always a problem for the Tiwi Bomber defence. And we like Tom Banuelis, kicked a couple of goals, the sort of the chop-out ruckman.
And down back for Waratah's number 8, Butters, Daniel O'Dwyer. I'm very impressed with him.
Every week.
Cool under pressure and very efficient in everything he does.
Game about to get underway. The foursome settle themselves. The 6-6 and 6 nonsense. The goal umpires moved out, waiting for players from both sides to get into the goal square.
The all-important championship quarter. Ian, the third quarter.
The third quarter, and we've got D'Souza in ruck. Samuel D'Souza in ruck for the Tiwi Bombers. He's up against Big Arnold Kirby. Field umpire tosses the ball in the air. Dead heat in the ruck once again, so they've been pretty evenly matched. Taken high, play on called the umpire. Probably ducked his head into it. The mark taken, and a courageous mark. The Tiwi Bombers hit the ground running over the top with it. That's Darley. Darley gets inside, goes to a teammate, and they go forward. What's going to happen here? 2 on 1, and 1 beats 2, and 1 beats 2 quite comfortably and knocks the ball out. That was very, very good by Kieran Andrew.
Very good, yes. They certainly had the run of the play than the Tiwis.
Brodie Carroll, left foot.
And look what's happened. Carroll
gets the ball forward and mucking around a little bit, lairising. What'll happen here? And good defence once again. Ball in the pressure, kicked around the corner by Waratah. In dispute. Kiranua. Why did he handball that when he was on his left? Some courage needed here, and all players, of course, are courageous. Big D'Souza gets the ball out. Lovely handball.
Very well, very well.
Waratah got to clear it. And a player that's been terrific, Dylan Collis, all day. He's been fantastic.
But he's missed that one away to the left, Butters. He certainly had an opportunity there to kick a goal, but only one behind.
Dylan Collis, first score on the board, minute and a half into the third term. First goal will be crucial, particularly if it's got by the Bombers. Big Arnold Kirby gets it to Kiranua. Kiranua, within his kicking range, kicked 100 goals playing for Waratah under 14s many years ago. Yes. Not in a game, but certainly in a season.
I don't think he's an under 14 player now. But
no, he's not.
Is he right on 50 metres anyway?
Yeah, pretty much. Henry Kiranua, but can carry the distance. Son of the great Adam. Kiranua. Just right of centre, suit the left footer, runs in very deliberately. Will he run around the man on the mark? No, he doesn't. He doesn't need to, Kiranua. Just absolute poetry in motion. Henry Kiranua got the first goal on the board for the third term. It was a crucial goal. 8-8-56 Tars, 5-5-35 the Tiwi Bombers, and Kiranua goal, a bit of beauty.
Lovely kick, but he got a lovely pass too from the big fellow Kirby, who was very well poised and put the ball onto his
feet. How have you read Kirby's games? Has he been all right?
Yes, he's been efficient and consistent. I think that's what they want.
Shared the ruck with D'Souza, I suppose. His opponent. He's normal direct opponent.
Just watching him there, he's going to go back and contest against
D'Souza in ruck.
D'Souza, yes. So it'll be a very. But you're right, Ian. Vital first goal of the third quarter.
Tossed up, Kirby comfortably, but knocks it down only as far as an opponent. Will Clark. Clark gets the ball forward for the Bombers. Out of bounds on the full, some dispute.
Waratah leading now by 21 points after that Henry Kiranua goal. Very handy break early in the third quarter.
Tossed in by the boundary umpire. We're about to be tossed in by the boundary umpire. D'Souza v Kirby. D'Souza works his way to the front, wants to grab the footy, slips out of his grasp. Picked up the Bombers. One way, then the other. Not 15. Play on called the umpire. Dion Munkara gets onto the trusty left and nails it. Dion Munkara got the Bombers on the board.
That's what he has to do, Ian. I've said it all game, haven't I? Such a great player, Dion. So much time, and that time made no mistake. Lovely left foot goal.
So they're keeping in touch. 6-5-41 the Tiwi Bombers, trailing Waratah 8-8-56.
Yes, Waratah will be disappointed with that. He certainly found a lot of room, Dion. And you don't give players like Dion Munkara a lot of room, as he proved by that lovely goal from about 45 metres.
Aren't left footers just pure poetry in motion? Seems to be, I don't know quite what it is. Ball bounced straight up the tube by the field umpire. In dispute in the middle. Waratah haven't got the ascendancy in the midfield that they had early in that first term. Jaden Magro kicks it forward, rolls it. Ugly kick for him. He's a left footer. DeWitt tackle. Ball falls free. But Waratah working hard. The ball comes out a high tackle. Did the hard work and was rewarded, I reckon.
It all went back to DeWitt. He let the ball that extra bounce. If he had kept running into it, he let it bounce once more and then, of course, lost control.
Banuelos has a couple.
As a result, having a shot for goal, yeah.
Left of centre. Sees the leading player. Oh, and he's smashed in the air. Free kick. Yep, good free kick. Warranted, I would suggest. And Waratah to kick on goal. Scott Carlin. Been quiet. Carlin directly in front, kicking to the city end at Gardens Oval. No breeze. If there's any breeze, it favours him. Kicks on goal, leans back and drops it straight over the goal umpire's cap. So Carlin's on the board, Waratah on the board once again. The third term, we've had a plethora of goals and we're 6 minutes in.
Yes, nice goal, a good lead-up play as well. They found front position on that occasion, did Carlin, got pushed in the back and went back and did what most forwards have to do. Ian, kick the goal.
Kicked it straight. Now, the Bombers got within 9 points into that second term, but now they're down by 22 points, and it just seems they can't get back to that 9-point differential, which is crucial. Find Shannon Rioli for me, Gray. I can't look outside the square. Ball back in the middle. Majak Dor in ruck. Kirby against Dor.
They need to get the ball out again here, the Tiwis.
Kirby it is. Knocks the ball down. Tiwis will get the ball out. To the left of screen. Kim Cantilla goes to a leading player. Sells the dummy. Keeps possession. D'Souza it is. Where's he kicking the football? Oh, couldn't take the mark. There's Rioli.
Whistle's going here, the free kick.
And your man, O'Dwyer, the big Waratah defender, right footer, called to play on, kicks across the face, mucked it up. Rioli's onto him, Rioli's onto him, Rioli's onto him. Dead heat.
Yes, normally when they throw the ball in, it's a draw.
Forward pocket, well, not the forward pocket, probably full forward. D'Souza knocks it in the direction of Tipperary. Can't find the handle. Waratah defence got to work overtime. Beautifully done there by Dylan Collis, who's been, I reckon, Waratah's best player. And the ball is out of bounds. But still, within contestable distance, the Tiwi Bombers, left half forward, grandstand side. Dorr in ruck, Banuelos, his opponent, giving Kirby a chop out. Dorr in front, does it nicely, knocks the ball down. Waratah with disposal. Turnbull, been a little bit up and down today, not his usual fluid game. Waratah have the footy, inside, and a lovely kick.
Man out there
out to Carroll, Carroll to Magro. Magro got the radar on. So he's distinctive, isn't he, with his left foot? He's just his poetry in motion, even without the mullet that he's had so many years here. Jaden Magro, 3 goals. He's the leading goal kicker on the ground. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. But it is Waratah. They've just jumped out a bit great. 10-9, 69. The Tiwi Bombers 6-5, 41. The Bombers have got to get the next goal, next 2, next 3.
Well, it was the first quarter all over again, Ian. They got the ball out of the contest, ran it through the middle. Magro sweeping on it from his 50 metres out with a trusted left foot, no problem. So yeah, out to 28 points. They desperately need the next goal with the Tiwi Bombers.
Dorr it is. He's up against Jorgensen. Dead eat. We'll have it again. Jorgensen and Dorr. Oh. Field umpire can't even throw the ball in the air. Up they go. Jorgensen got it easily. Kicked the ball down. The Bombers clear though. Over the back. Tiwi Bombers. In the van. Picked up one way, then the other. But Stanley Tipalura gets it out to Dorr. Dorr is dispossessed.
Too slow on that occasion, Big Majak.
Waratah away. They'll get the ball out. No, they won't. Tipperary onto the left foot. Gets it forward, in front, can't take the mark. Cantilla, the man over the back, the man I've nominated as Waratah's best player. Kicks the ball out of bounds. Is it out of bounds on the full? Dylan Collis. No, chucked in by the boundary umpire, slightly favouring the Waratah forward line. Jorgensen pushed out of the contest.
Is there a push? There is, yes.
Umpiring's been pretty good, great.
It is, yeah. They've certainly paid the man in front.
And they've got the major free kicks, which is so important. Jorgensen stabs one forward and does it nicely. Horrocks.
Gone long again, Waratahs.
Well, why not? Hope in front. Can't take the muck. Big Banuelos gets the ball out by hand, pushed off the footy. Michael Dunn there defensively did well, but Waratah working hard, gets the ball out, get the ball out again by hand. Waratah have plenty of players over the footy, looking for the footy, up and under, into the forward pocket, over the back, and the skipper, Brodie Carroll, can't take the mark.
Yes, just get the impression they're getting a bit leg weary out there, but with this humidity around. But
yeah, 28 points, that's a fair whack, isn't it? And we're halfway through the third quarter. Yes. Ball to be tossed in.
Tiwi need to find a bit of magic.
Tars in front, Tars in the forward line. Defence of the Bombers, up to it. Kick outside, defensive 50, favouring the scoreboard side. Over the back, can't take the mark. Ball comes out by hand. Darley gets the footy, kicks forward and kicks out of bounds on the full. That's unusual because he's been a terrific game player, Sam Darley. Waratah will have the footy on the wing.
Yes, him and Kim Cantilla, probably the pick of the Tiwis, I'd say. Ian?
Yep.
Waratah's come forward again.
Over the back to high fly, couldn't take the mark. Waratah, another possession inside their forward 50, working hard. The defensive dragged off the footy and advantage paid. Here's your man, Kim Cantilla, runs his full measure, spears one forward, looking out there for Dion Munkara. He'll be too clever for this bloke. Munkara swings onto the left foot, kicks it forward. Is it good enough? Majak, can he get 3? No, he can't.
Bit of a bad miss, that one, Ian. They certainly had an opportunity to pull back 6 points, but Mudgett just found a bit wanting there.
6-6-42, the Bombers. Waratah 10-9-69, trailing. Waratah seem to have the answers. Brodie Carroll.
Been very good.
He's been terrific. In fact, he's always good, isn't he?
Yes, that's why they named him captain about 3 seasons ago. He's a very young skipper.
Yep. Kicked the ball off the ground, kicking in danger. We've got a free kick. And the free kick goes to Waratah. They're getting everything.
Yes, they're working a lot harder at this stage. And here's your man from Mexico.
Banuelos, Tom Banuelos. Left of centre, the right footer, has a couple. One in the first, one in the second. Can he get one in the third and really put another nail in the coffin for the Bombers?
Yes, this will be a very important goal, you'd think.
David Cruz having a bit of a whinge there, but I'm not sure that there was anything wrong with that. Like a clear mark. Banuelos doesn't kick around corners, drops the ball straight down. Distance is and direction are all problems, and a mark taken by the Bombers, and they will clear the ball. Madden goes forward. Jeffrey Simon can't take the mark. Here they go again. Magro, handballs, terrible handball. And the Waratahs kick it forward. The defence now got to work overtime.
It might have been Cruz got that out. He did very well.
Yeah, he did, and that goes out there that time to Patrick Heenan. Hasn't had much of the footy, Patrick Heenan.
From the captain too.
Yep. Waratah inside, but the defence of Waratah now, they seem to have it under control, but the Bombers got the loose ball.
Bit of fumbling going on there though in the back pocket.
Kieran Andrew, nicely, switch. Will Clark, another left footer. I might get him and Dylan Collis mixed up because they both look the same. They're both bottle blondes.
The free kick here to Mankara, is it? No, to
David Cruz gets the ball out by hand. Cruz, he goes forward, over the back.
One-handed marks aren't good enough, eh? They've got to go 2.
They are not. We don't like the rush behind. The Bombers need goal, goal, goal. Shannon Rioli looking for the short kick. The lookalikes. Runs his full measure. Probably runs more than his full measure. Onto the left foot, looking for Kirby in the middle. But over the back, Cruz has lifted in the last couple of minutes. Cruz has had 3 or 4 possessions. That's a dropped easy mark. Michael Dunn gets the ball over to top Mankara. A funny little handball. Darley will go out wide, looking for a teammate out there in Nathan Scagliani, but he loses possession, and Waratah have it under control once again. Waratah go inside their forward 50, up and under. Hope got rid of the football just in time.
Did very well, that's right.
He did. Big kick in. Here's Cruz again. He's had a good third quarter. Cruz goes looking for a teammate. Finds him. Jeffrey Simon. Simon measures one.
Oh, no good.
And mucks it up.
No good.
Spears the ball in, and lovely kick.
A nice kick by the other bottle blonde. Who was that?
Dylan Collins. That's Dylan.
I think they gave it to him.
No, I reckon it was Dylan. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Dylan Collis, I thought it was. But the bottle blonde players are Will Clark and Dylan Collis. And the man with the football directly in front, Edward Morris.
Yes, this might be the all-important nail on the coffin, if he kicks this.
Directly in front, pretty much. We'll have to kick from 52. Kicks it nicely, Gray. Looked right off the boot, the big long arms down back there, but I reckon it was over the top. It was over the top. Another one to Tars. They're running away with it in this third term. 11-9, 75, 6-7, 43. Tars in control.
Back to a 5-goal margin. The Tiwi's trying hard, Ian, but they just can't get their game going. Mainly because of the opposition they're getting from Waratah. Waratah getting numbers to the ball, and when they get hold of it, they're using it very well. Lead-up players from their forward line too. They're always giving options. And the Tiwis are just run out of ideas, I think, at this stage.
And unless Magic Door is a target up forward, he's in the ruck now, so he can't be in two places at once. Great. Waratah have got the options, haven't they, up forward with the big target. Door in ruck, goes nicely, gets the ball out to Darley. Darley kicks it, but kicks it poorly, and big Arnold Kirby takes the mark.
Yes, and Kirby's game, we can't underestimate his game either, Ian.
It's been good, hasn't it? Might be a trip. Now he's going to have the ball reversed if he doesn't take his free kick. Someone sensible, well done. It looked accidental. Maybe he obviously thinks that might be Harley Bennell. He thinks it was deliberate. It was Harley Bennell. You'd think he'd know better. Ball kicked forward. Bennell goes to a teammate, mucks it up again. Nathan Scagliani kicks inside.
Once again, they're going sideways and backwards, Ian. They just can't get that player on the outside. They can't find any space.
Cruz taken out of the contest by the looks of things. There's one of the blondes, and that one that time was Dylan Collis. He's been terrific, and Collis kicks the ball forward.
And as we come up to the 20-minute mark of the third quarter, a reminder that you're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 22-23 TIO NTFL season from Gardens Oval here in Darwin in the top end of Australia.
And it's the Tiwi Bombers home game, and they're trailing Waratah, whose ground it is here at Gardens Oval. The Tiwi Bombers 6-7-43 to Waratah 11-9-75 as we're closing in on three-quarter time.
Yes, 32 points, a long way to come back now. I think they've only kicked the one goal this quarter.
It's been one-way traffic, yeah. They were 5 goals at half-time, and Waratah were 7 goals, so it's 4 goals to 1 closing in on three-quarter time. In the premiership quarter, they call it, Gray? Yes, I don't know why, but
important championship quarter, yeah.
Waratah get the ball out. Kick on goal. How's he done it? He's done it beautifully, and that was Edward Morris. That's his second goal for the term.
He's been quietly efficient as well.
Yeah, and Waratah, I think they might, that was just a nail in the coffin. The Bombers are going to have a big final term.
I think that's the word for Waratah, is efficiency. I mean, they haven't been super, but they've certainly been good enough on the night.
Yep.
Mainly through their use of the football and the fact that the forward line is providing options, whereas the Tiwis are almost kick and hope when they go forward. Hasn't worked, unfortunately. They're now down by, as you said, 38 points.
Darcy Hope kicked 2 goals in that first term. We haven't seen much of him since then, so some of the Bomber defence has been very good. Darley we see there on one of the bottle blondes, Will Clark, with their backs to us. Number 9 for the Tiwi Bombers is Darley. There's Will Clark. Gets the ball. No, he doesn't. I thought he sold the dummy. Clark goes on the left foot, kicks inside forward 50. Bomber defence now need to work. Henry Kiranua lurking after kicking a lovely goal here. Here goes David Cruz, and he's got a free kick. Cruz it is, will take the ball. He's been fantastic in this third term.
Yeah, it's been a former Wanderers and St Mary's footballer.
Yep.
He's kicked it in the middle of the ground, and there's going to be great spoil there by Waratahs. Your man, Mr Clark.
Fantastic. Ball in dispute, and there's my other man. I love those bottle blondes. Kicks the ball up and under. Not 15.
Whoa.
Dion Munkara had a shot at it.
Here's my man.
Kim Cantilla. Is he too far out? There's no one between him and the goals. Kim Cantilla nails one for the Bombers. Poetry in motion. I've probably said it before, but I'll say it again. Once he gets the footy, and even though he's not a left footer, Kim Cantilla, lovely goal, much needed. 7-7-49 the Bombers, trailing Waratah 12-9-81. Still a long way to go.
But the minutes ticking away in. We've just gone past 22 minutes in the third quarter. So you would think they want another couple before three-quarter time.
My word, they do. And Cantilla becomes the second multiple goal scorer together with Majak Dor. They both have 2. Majak Dor a couple, Kim Cantilla a couple, and multiples for Waratah. Jaden Magro has 3. Ben Banuelos has 2. Edward Morris has 2, as has Darcy Hope got his 2 in that first term. Majak Dor got the ball down.
Now this
Horrocks.
has been a Tiwi problem, of course. Waratah have come back and countered with an instant reply, so don't really want that to happen again.
Ball in dispute. Darley, been fantastic. Darley again, gets the ball out, looking for a teammate, mucks it up a little bit, but runs his full measure, kicks it inside forward 50. Over the top, Shannon Rioli can't take the mark. There's one of my bottle blondes, and the mark's taken quite comfortably by Sam Brodie. Brodie kicks the ball forward. Waratah on the march. Tars go forward. Keranua drops what he should have taken, but went straight through to the keeper. Keranua picks the ball up and kicks it nicely forward. Horrocks, see another left footer. He is. Kicks on goal. Haven't minded his game either. Elijah Horrocks, he's been very good.
Yeah, it's hard to find an inconsistent player for Waratah. They've all done something.
It makes a difference, doesn't it? APW all played well,
yes.
Whereas the Bombers, you can pick them out. You know, there's been Darley, there's been Bennell, and a few others, and Big D'Souza. He's been all right in the ruck. He's held his own certainly.
And Kim Cantilla, of course.
Yes.
My boy, I had to mention him.
Dion Munkar is another one.
They haven't got enough out of Dion or on Adam Tippenwoodian. They're match winners normally for the 2 weeks. And I think they've missed Jack Monaghetti in the ruck too.
Oh, he's a fantastic ruckman. Ball left half forward, tossed up, high flying. Waratah inside their forward line. Couple of handballs and the Bombers will clear. Couple of steps and we have the bounce. And what's he done? He's kicked the ball out of bounds. I'm not sure whether it's on the full or not, but it's certainly out of bounds. Adjacent to the scoreboard, which if you're a Tiwi Bomber, it's not good. 7:49 to 12:9:81.
Coming up to the 25-minute mark, you'd expect a 28-minute quarter. So the Tiwis at least have to get the goal umpire waving 2 flags at their end.
Mitchell Jorgensen, in ruck for Waratah. Gets the ball out nicely by hand. The Bombers have been okay, but they haven't got a target up forward.
Yes.
Waratah had one early in Big Hope.
But he's been closed down fairly well, hasn't he?
He has. Ball knocked forward. Darley again.
He's worked hard.
He has. Been very good.
There's an old saying in football, Ian, a champion team will always beat a team of champions, and that's what's happened tonight. Every Waratah player has contributed.
Has contributed.
On a hot and steamy night too, so it's, they've certainly had to earn it.
It's not a dark and stormy night, as Peanuts would say. Yeah. Well, the dog, Snoopy, siren goes, it is 3/4 time. At 3/4 time, Waratah 12:9:81, Tiwi Bombers 7:7:49. And the Bombers, they've got some work to do, Gray Morris.
Yes, and we're here at Gardens Oval, remember, for this round 6 game between the Tiwi Bombers and Waratah, and we'll be back at Gardens Oval after this short break.
Goes for home and has nailed an absolute
we're back at Gardens Oval for the last quarter of the round 6 NTFL game between Waratah and the Tiwi Islands in the 2022-23 TIO NTFL season at Gardens Oval. And then, can the Tiwis reduce a 32-point deficit at 3/4 time?
Well, it's a long way, isn't it? Because Waratah have been in front for the entire game. The big first quarter, 5-4 to 1-2. So it was 34-8 at quarter time. And essentially, although the Bombers in that second term did get within 9 points, Gray, but now, as you said, they're back to 32 points in deficit. And Waratah have just got too many players. And I think we said throughout the commentary that if you're looking for better players for Waratah, it's certainly APW. All played well.
They've all done something.
Yep.
And if you look at the Tiwi Bombers, the body language of the players as they run back on the ground, it's not that flashing.
No, it's not, and I don't know what the answer to that is, and I think Brenton Toy will find the answer to that. I think the expectation of the Bombers, someone, as I said right at the start of our commentary, Gray, that someone said to me this is the second best Bomber team that they've had put on the paddock for the last 3 years. Well, it's not, well, it might be, but after their victory last week, 32 points down, going to the turn of the final term. In ruck, for Waratah, we've got the chop out, Mitchell Jorgensen, and he's up against D'Souza. D'Souza lacks a little bit in height, but he has a real crack, and I like the way he plays footy, D'Souza, for the Tiwi Bombers. And that's why they keep picking him and they keep putting him in the ruck.
Yes, it's certainly a long way back for the Tiwis. They need goals and need them in a hurry.
Shannon Rioli, D'Souza might have been grabbed and dumped unceremoniously there. He might get a free kick out of this.
See now, you look at the Tiwi forward line now, and who's moving?
Yeah, and no one can take a big mark. D'Souza, no one on the mark, runs his full measure, kicks inside forward 50, big door over the back, couldn't take the mark, ball dropped free. Bennell it is, hotly pursued by Bowd. Bennell gets his foot to the ball. Did he hang on too long? He did, and just some wonderful defence. Once again, Waratah, APW.
Very good tackling there. I'm just trying to find the player involved with the football right now, but he was very good. He hung on to Bennell.
Jake Bowd, I think it might have been. Bowd, the left footer.
Tried hard to spin out of trouble, but couldn't.
Picked up DeWitt. DeWitt goes by hand. Kim Cantilla. Cantilla's got a couple of options, but a nice mark taken down back there. And that man, once again, is Dylan Collis, the bottle blonde. There's another bottle blonde there, number 13. So the bottle blonde will go to the bottle. No, he won't. He kicks inside. Nice kick off the left foot. Mark missed by D'Souza. Gang tackle. Give it to me, said the field umpire. Really didn't have prior.
Gee, that looked like a mark to Vanuelo, but obviously not.
D'Souza in front, knocks the ball down in the Turnbull direction, kicks the ball off the ground. No kicking in danger. Well done by the field umpire. Collis kicks the ball off the ground. Not out of bounds on the full.
He got falconed.
He did. Banuelos works hard. He's been terrific. DeWitt hasn't been too bad either. Kim Cantilla's been very good for the Tiwi Bombers. Kicks to a contest though because he was under pressure, surely taken high in the marking contest. And Waratah, centre half-back, take the kick. Gets it out to Turnbull. Turnbull goes to a running player. The ball knocked down. Scagliani been all right in the second half of this game, particularly well in the third quarter. He got a lot of the football, and the field umpire says, Scagliani, your kick.
I thought they've done well, Butters. They've locked the ball in, Waratahs. Tiwis haven't been able to get it out, which is very important. And here's your man, Harley Bennell.
Bennell to kick on goal. He is right of centre, the right footer. Will have to kick, I reckon, from 50, Gray, so he'll be on his distance.
He's got to aim for the left-hand goal post, I'd say, and hope to bring it back with the slight breeze we've got here at Gardens.
Bennell walks in very deliberately, reaches the paint of 50, breaks into a trot, kicks and kicks nicely. Oh, didn't he do that well, Harley Bennell? That's the first, but they need another 5.
And he let his supporters down at the Cemetery Inn here at Gardens Oval. Know all about it. Ian, a very good goal from a very good player who probably didn't play as much football at the top level as he probably should have.
No, I think he played down back a fair bit for the D's, and
And then he was gone, virtually.
Yeah, when they were on the rise, yep.
He was signed by the Dockers and we never saw him again.
So they got the first one, but they need another 5. 8-7, 55, Waratah. 12-10, 82. Back in the middle, Kirby.
Nice goal, and we haven't even gone a minute yet in the last quarter.
And D'Souza. Kirby it was. Here we go. Waratah inside their forward 50. Sold the dummy. Goes backwards.
Ian, I was just going to ask who got the ball out, and who do you think it was? The captain, Brody Carroll.
Yeah.
Very good.
Magro to kick on goal. Brody Carroll, Dylan Collis and Will Carter have been terrific. But this bloke has got 3. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. On his distance, left footer. Kicks on goal. He knows how to kick a goal. He's got 4.
He showed a lot of poise in, that's for sure. From a fair way out, he must have been on 50, eh?
He would have kicked from just inside 50. 13-10, 88, 8-7, 55. Not liking the Bombers' scoreline, particularly when you look at the comparison.
Getting back to Magro, he's a West Australian recruit, isn't he? So
I understand the great Collingwood player, Stan Magro, I believe he's a grand nephew.
Grandnephew of the year. So
He did tell me, but he's not sort of a grandson, or I think he's certainly related.
Certainly related to the great Magro family.
Yep. Back in the middle, D'Souza won that one comfortably. Couple of handballs, but the Bombers cannot get a handle on the football. They can't find the handle, and it'll be Waratah somehow get the clearance. Ball inside the forward line, but the Waratah defence, Gray, they've just been terrific. Kieran Andrews, we've called him a couple of times. What he does nicely.
Showed a bit of leg speed there too.
He did, didn't he?
Here's a snap for goal from Waratah.
Held up in the goal square. Well clear. Favouring the scoreboard side. Dunn will run his full measure. Kicks inside forward 50, or not forward 50, but in the forward, that might be 50-metre penalty. Play on. He's actually called the.
Now you would have thought a 50-metre penalty.
But he must have called play on the Bomber player. So well done to the Waratah player there. The ball is out. Paddy Heenan gets inside with the handball. Runs his full measure. Bennell kicks forward to a player and should have taken the mark. He missed the mark, and Waratah will clear, will they? Round they go, under not much pressure at all. Paddy Heenan in the van, but a nice mark taken by Hope, who's moved down from the forward line, taking a mark across half back. Magro, half forward, bit of pace needed. Have they got the pace? Waratah, he was hassled out of that, well done. And Marcus Watty really had nowhere to go, he was wrapped up.
There's a good hunt down there from number 30, who's Harley McCarthy.
Good defensive pressure. D'Souza picked up Turnbull, up and under kick, probably gone 15, so a mark will be paid. Under pressure, David Cruz had a great third quarter, taken high there, Tiwi Bomber player, not played, play on called the umpire, mark dropped. Waratah in the van. And they go to Horrocks, who I mentioned earlier has kicked, but has played pretty well. But Horrocks has kicked the ball out of bounds.
You just put the moz on him, man. He's been very good with that time out of bounds on the full.
No good.
Have not been able to get an easy ball all night, the Tiwis.
Do it.
Waratahs have played them close all night, eh?
Waratah.
Very clean with their kicking, their feet.
Not sure that the pressure has been applied. Here's Edward Morris now. He's kicked 2 goals. He kicked 2 in the third quarter, directly in front. Distance not an issue, I shouldn't think, although he's gone back a long, long way.
Almost a fast bowler's run up, isn't it?
Yeah. He'll have to kick from 51. Looks okay off the boot, but favours the left-hand side, so a minor score to Waratah. They go to 13-11-89, leading the Tiwi Bombers 8-7-55. It's a Tiwi Bomber home game at Gardens Oval.
Yes, round 6 here at Gardens Oval of the 22-23 NTFL season, but it looks like Waratahs are going to win their 4th game of the season, eh?
I'd suggest they will. Brodie Carroll took the mark, but the Bombers have cleared. Adam Tippenwoody hasn't done much.
No,
Sees the ball out of bounds.
a bit quiet as Adam.
Shannon Rioli in the half-forward line, out of the play. James Waratah on him has worn him like a glove, as you would. Souza knocks the ball to his team's advantage. Picked up Bombers. Bombers go forward. Mark not taken. Cantilla. What an explosive piece of pace. Cantilla gets it out to Bennell, and Bennell kicks it off the side of his boot, a minor score.
Yeah, it's a bit of a disappointing finish in the end, but great play by Adam Kiranua.
56 plays 89. That's 33 points. So it was 32 at three-quarter time.
Yes, it's stretched out now, as you said, to 33. Just over 7 minutes gone here in the last quarter.
O'Dwyer doesn't know what to do, so he'll go for the long, long bomb. Kicks it outside defensive 50. Jorgensen over the footy. Rangy man. Picked up Bombers. They go under pressure and kick it out of bounds on the full. Grandstand side on the wing. Slightly favouring the Bombers forward line.
Just on the Tiwis, Owen, I don't think the coach, Brenton, would be that disappointed with tonight. They've certainly had a go and have found some positives, but up against a very good Waratah side.
And that's one of the positives too, that just kicked the ball there. That's Nathan Scagliani.
But at least the effort is there, and I think that's what Brenton will be pleased with.
Ball over the back. Hope. Hey, runs the ball through. Another rush behind.
Yes, he's had a bit of a tough time, Darcy.
Since quarter time, when he had plenty of it. Ball kicked in.
The word hope probably applies in that situation.
Not 15. Play on called the umpire. Sling tackle. This was where the Bombers might find it dangerous. Discipline is needed. Ball out of bounds. Right full forward. Waratah well in attack. Darcy Hope, hands on hips. Can't find the footy. His immediate opponent, Jeffrey Simon, he's held him to nothing. Over the back, Scagliani, not taken high. Play on called the umpire. Correct decision. Ragdolled. Picked up Turnbull. They can't ragdoll him because he's as tough as goat's knees. Bombers on the move. Inside they go. Once again playing in front, Waratah. They're playing in front, Gray, and the old adage, you play in front, you'll win most.
Not just that, you'll get looked after by the umpires too, which is the way it's supposed to be.
Now, Henry Kiranua, too far out to score, even from him. He'll have a go, like his dad. His dad, if he's 80 metres out, he'll have a go. Hates a goal, Henry Kiranua.
He's going to kick into a bit of a breeze this time, though. This will test Henry.
Left footer. Outside forward 50. Will he run around the man on the mark? No, he doesn't. He gives it everything. And, of course, pulls the kick. But he'll say that he actually marked that to Banuelis.
Yes, arms reaching for the sky and the ball stuck. So, pretty sharp angle, though. You may go the banana.
Yeah, right of centre. He'll have to because he's a right footer. Runs out. He does go the banana and misses to the near side. Minor score Bombers now wasteful, 13-13-91. Waratah, 13-13-91. Bombers, 8-8-56. DeWitt. Where will he go? Not many options. Found one. Door can't take the mark. Picked up, sold the dummy. One way, then the other. Loses the footy and ball. Just defence is relentless, and that's your man, O'Dwyer.
Been very good again. Certainly if they're picking an NTFL side, Ian, I'm sure Daniel O'Dwyer will be looked at very closely.
Very, very seriously as one of the key defenders. Because he has the ability on the tools as well as the mediums. So he's a very good player. Ball kicked forward. Waratah in the van. Handball will come out. It does come out. Right footer. Kicks on goal. And Hope.
He's got one right in front. He shouldn't miss this. This will be his third, won't it?
Yep, he's got two. David Cruz that time. Hope was just under the drop of the football and not much David Cruz could do about that. A quick entry is what a forward looks for. Darcy Hope, 2 goals in the first term. He'll be looking for bookends. Hope it is. Darcy Hope looks good enough for me, looks good enough for the goal umpire. He has 3. Importantly, Waratah have 14, 13-13-97 to 8-8-56. I reckon yibbida, it's all over, Gray.
Yes, the fat lady will be singing, I think, Ian.
Indeed she will. She'll be...
It's been, as we said, an efficient performance by Waratah. I'm sure they'll be pleased with it.
Yep.
Important for them to bounce back too from
after last week.
From last week's loss.
Yep. Door in the middle. Kirby. Scagliani in there, who's been okay, particularly in the second half for the Tiwi Bombers. Up they go. Door works his body in front. But Waratah will get the clearance. Horrocks nicely out. Waratah inside for half forward. But a good mark down back taken by Simon. Simon hits the ground, running. Kicks across the face of goal. What's he got down there? No problem. The Bombers clear. And a good mark at centre half back. This is what they've got, a quick movement. They do get a quick movement. And Tipperwoody, Adam Tipperwoody hasn't done much. Onto the trusty left. Tipperwoody spots up a player down there. He shuffles off the tackle, runs into an open goal and nails it. That's a good goal by John Tipalura. Well done by him and well done by the Bombers. They haven't given up. 9-8-62 the Bombers, trailing Waratah 14-13-97. But the problem is, Gray, we're 13 and a half coming up 14 minutes into the final term.
14 minutes. It was a freewheeling goal though by the Tiwis. I would have loved to have kicked a few more of them during the game, but they haven't been given the room by a very hard-working Waratah side. But a nice goal, and that will reduce the margin a little.
They trail by 35 points.
Long way back, certainly, with about probably 10, 12 minutes left in the game.
Door gets the tap. Darley monsters his opponent. Horrocks.
A very enthusiastic crowd, Ian. There's some comments coming towards the end of the game, obviously aimed at Waratah, who are not the home side tonight, they're the away side.
They are too, yep. But they've probably got the majority of the supporters.
Here's trouble.
Picked out by Keranua. Keranua gets it to Magro, and Magro dead eye.
Gets his 5th. Is that 5 goals to Mr. Magro?
Yep.
And back to 41 points, so yes. Certainly Ryan Ayres will be very pleased with the commitment of his players and their ability to play 4 quarters too.
And we haven't seen Henry Keranua for a few seasons, since probably since Kim Cantillo left a couple of seasons ago to join the Tiwi Bombers from Waratah.
To go back home, yep.
But he's been okay. What he does when he gets the football, Henry Keranua, Doesn't miss too many goals from within range. And that was a nice handball out.
Son, as you said, of the great Adam Curran.
Yep, my word. Dorr gets the tap, but it'll be Waratah with the clearance. No, it won't. The clearance goes to the Bombers. The Bombers haven't given up. Nice tap back. Starvation corner, Shannon Rioli. Oh, look at this. Turnbull. They can't stop him.
Yes, it's winding down a little bit now, but the Tiwi's intent on playing out the game, which is great to see. As I said before, there's a snap there.
Dorr, does he kick truly? He does indeed. Majak Dorr. That's his third great.
Yes, the former North Melbourne big man has certainly been competitive, eh?
I don't know, he's a former Demon too, great, don't forget.
Well, he was on their list. I don't really play the game, did he? But
I don't know, it doesn't matter. If you're on the list, Harley Bennell, former Demon.
certainly on their list, yeah. But, yeah, so he's been certainly efficient.
Oh, look, the umpires have...
No, they're giving it against him, have they?
Yeah, because a Tiwi Bomber patted a Waratah player
Good heavens.
on the head. And so we'll have a free kick in the middle of the ground. Well, we're going further forward. Big Arnold Kirby will kick on goal.
So it's gone from one end to the other.
It has, without anyone touching the football. But Kirby will kick on goal. Scoreboard we can see 15-13, 103, 10-8, 68. Kirby. Hasn't kicked a goal. Likes to kick a goal. Has kicked a goal. Easy as that, Gray Morris.
Yes, probably puts the seal on a pretty good game by Big Kirby. He's a big man, but he's playing out the game very well, and a nice goal.
And loves to kick a goal. 16-13, 109, 10-8, 68.
So that stretches the lead out to 41 points again, although they did give the Tiwis a goal. I'm not sure whether they're 68 or still on 62, but still. So here we are, 18 minutes gone now in the last quarter, and Waratah's looking likely to win their fourth game of the season.
Kirby against Dorr. Dorr's done well in the ruck. And kicked 3 goals. Dorr, good leap. Gets the ball out. Goes out the back. That's clever.
Once again, Waratah getting in front there, Ryan.
The defence has been good, hasn't it?
Rioli.
Shannon Rioli centres the ball. Once again, he's a push out.
Against the Tiwis, eh?
Yeah, I like Rioli if he has a crack at the goals, but he's doing the team thing. Tried to centre the football, but that's okay. Waratah clears the ball out to the best player on the ground, in my view, Dylan Collis. Collis.
Yes, these blonde-haired guys, they do get preference, don't
They
they?
do, and they're left footers.
Left footers. And here's a shot. Who's this going back? Number 22.
Yep. Stanley Tipalura. Stanley Tipalura kicked a goal in the second term. Will kick from just inside 50, directly in front, going to the city end at Gardens Oval. Tipalura kicks, looks okay off the boot, looks okay, but will miss to the left.
And you're watching AFL&T's coverage of the 22-23 TIO NTFL season from Gardens Oval, here on the top end of Australia in Darwin.
Waratah will bring the ball back by a left footer. Kicks it short, terrible kick. But they'll get away with it again. Don't. A bit of an up and under. Who can take the mark? The high flyers down there, a couple of Tiwi Bombers, a little bit of friendly fire. And the ball will be out of bounds adjacent to the forward tower. 40 metres around. Rucks, roves, gets the ball wide in the Rioli direction. Rioli can't find the handle. Now he does. Gets the ball out by handle up beautifully. Kick forward.
Some leg speed down the wing there.
3 bounces, there is indeed. 3 bounces, but to no one in particular, Gray, and I'm not sure that he had too many options.
No, I'm going to say. Yes, they certainly haven't provided
Answers and have had for all the game pretty much, except for a period in that second term. Hope, no mark. Second effort, very good. There's the siren.
And there it is. It's a win to Waratahs here at Gardens Oval. They won 16-13, 109 to the Tiwi.
Didn't drop their head, and they ran the game out as best they could.
And Magro, of course, with his 5 goals was very good. Just to a bit of background on him, it was East Perth he played for in the Waffle team. He was very good with his 5 goals. Other good players for Waratahs.
Yeah, Dylan Collis, I thought, Braden Wiley was all right, and Dion Munkara had his moments. Majak Dor also had his moments, but not enough, and Kim Cantilla, I think, was nearly their best player.
All right, so Waratahs by 39 points. It's been a pleasure to host you this evening. My name is Gray Morris, and I was joined by the great Ian Butterworth in commentary. Don't forget to tune into the NT News to watch the Men's Premier League pint taking on Wanderers.